host Shrutika Jaki, back with another episode of the Challenger channel. Today is November 13th, 2020, and it is an A-Day. Join us at our virtual Scholastic Book Fair. There are over 6,000 products and only a limited time, so get your book fast. For more information, go on the WWMS website. Here are some helpful tips so you can do better in school. Take a planner and write down everything that happened in class, including homework and classwork. Take notes when the teacher is explaining something important. Turn on your camera. Arrive to class on time. Don't use the chat unless it's for questions, comments, responding, and relevant to the lesson. Sign up for office hours if you need help. Here's today's riddle. I speak without a mouth. I hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? Answer is given at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Here is our challenge of the day. Make 3 people smile. It can be anything. Tell them a joke or just a compliment to them. Who knows, you might make their day. That's it from your host, Shrutika Jaki. Now, Gio with our special segments.
What's up, Woodrow? It's Donishri back with your special segments with the riddle of the day and the celebrity birthday shoutouts. So your first riddle for today is, a barrel weighs 60 pounds. What must you put in it to make it weigh 40 pounds? Your second riddle is, what has 13 hearts but no other organs? Put your answers at this link. The first person to answer both riddles correctly will be featured on next week's Challenger channel. Today's birthday shout out goes to Kim Seok Jin. His birthday's today, December 4th. He's turning 28 today, and he is a member and vocalist of the boy band BTS. That's all for today, Woodrow. Bye!
Last week's poll question was, what do you do on Thanksgiving? Based on the results, many people don't do anything special. They just enjoy their long weekend.
Good morning. This is Sanvi, one of your weekly history pros. On this day, December 5th, 1945, aircraft Squadron disappears in the Bermuda Triangle. 2 hours after the flight began, the leader of the squadron, who had been flying in the area for more than 6 months, reported that his compass and his backup compass had failed, and that his position was unknown. The other planes experienced similar instrument malfunctions. Radio facilities on land were contacted to find the location of the lost squadron, but none were successful. By this time, several land radar stations finally determined that Flight 19 was somewhere north of the Bahamas and east of the Florida coast. And at 7:27 p.m., a search and rescue Mariner aircraft took off with the 13-man crew. 3 minutes later, the Mariner aircraft radioed to its home base that its mission was underway. The Mariner was never heard from again. Later, there was a report from a tanker cruising off the coast of Florida of a visible explosion seen at 9:50 p.m. No trace of the bodies or aircraft was ever found.
Happy Friday. Here are this week's sports news, NFL edition. Denver Broncos play without quarterback. The Denver Broncos were forced to play Sunday's game against the New Orleans Saints with a practice squad wide receiver. Kendall Hinton, who started very few times as a quarterback at Wake Forest, stood out for the game after all available Broncos quarterbacks were exposed to COVID-19. The NFL declared the players eligible to play in Sunday's game. The Broncos lost 31-3. 49ers kicked out of San Francisco. A ban on contract sports in Santa Clara County, California sent the 49ers packing. San Francisco was forced to move to State Farm Stadium, where the Cardinals play, for the next 2 games because of a 3-week temporary ban. The 49ers play their next 2 games against Buffalo Bills and Washington. Ravens have a massive COVID outbreak. The Baltimore Ravens were hit with an immense coronavirus outbreak, which pushed their game against the Steelers back to Thanksgiving to the following Wednesday. 21 players were on the COVID-19 reserve list as of Monday. That list included players in mandatory quarantine, in addition to 12 players who tested positive. MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson was on that list and was not able to play on Wednesday's game. This had been this week's sports news.
This is Sarvesh with an important announcement. As of December 2nd, the EBOE has decided to suspend in-person schooling from December 7th until January 4th, which was the given date. We don't have any further information aside from the fact that we are still going to be using the same hybrid schedule that we have been using since hybrid learning has begun. At this time, we don't have any further information aside from the fact that in-person schooling is going to be suspended from December 7th. That's all, Woodrow. Woodrow, it's Sarvesh, closing out the morning announcements. So, in the time we live in right now, we often have to communicate via email. So we're going to show you some examples of a good email versus a bad email. And then we're going to show you some tips on how to write a great email to teachers. With that said, let's get into it. Aw, man, I forgot what the science homework was. You know what? It's fine. I'll just email the teacher about it later. It's 9 at night already? I could have sworn it was like 3 o'clock like a minute ago. Oh well, it's probably fine. Mr. Tika will see it anytime. Anyway. Alright, let's write this.
Oh, let's check my email before going to work. Oh, an email from Sarvesh.
Oh, B! Do you know what we have for homework, man? Cause I forgot what it was like right now.
What is he saying? I can't understand anything.
It seems like I forgot what my science homework was. I should definitely ask the teacher about this during office hours. That way she could email me back with an answer to my question. Alright, I should make sure I write my email in a kind and respectful tone, so she understands what I'm saying and I'm being kind and respectful to my teachers. Alright, let's write this.
Oh, an email from Sarvesh. Glad he asked during office hours.
Hi, Mr. Tika. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Sarvesh from your 3rd period science class. I was confused on what the homework was. Is it possible you can tell me? Please let me know when you can. Thanks, Sarvesh.
Hi Sarvesh, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well. The homework is to finish the lab from yesterday. Thank you, Ms. Shrutika.
Alright, if you noticed our first email, it lacked any type of respectful tone, whereas the second one, I addressed Shrutika by Miss Shrutika, because in this case, she was the teacher. And be sure to address your teacher by the correct and proper term, in order to maintain politeness. The words I also used in the first one, which was like, "Hey yo, B!" it was not very clear, and it was very hard to understand. So make sure you're using very clear and respectful writing when you're writing to your teachers, and make sure you always come to the point and maintain a kind tone throughout the writing. Anyways, if you were thinking about a riddle, the answer was an echo. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to email us at the email addresses on the screen. That's all from your host, Sarvesh. Have a great day, Woodrow. Go Challengers!